surprisingly, they're starting relatively quickly on this. I like to see it.
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like we are already starting.
Here we're loading into Polar Pass, the first of hopefully a really good match.
I hope the streams are somewhat in sync, but it should be.
There's like just over half a second delay.
Okay, I guess I could stop Ether Ryan's stream for a second or two.
So we have the Peru team playing Pinstripe, and is the Chile team playing Crunch? Yeah. People failing Big Boy though. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, it seems like Peru is mostly consisting of NK's players, if I'm seeing that correctly, which is actually pretty cool because the people from NK, the Nitro Knights, they have really good synergy and they have really good teamwork overall, and I think being able to see them play is really really an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, for sure. We saw some. We saw Shanks get hit right as he approached the wall at the end, towards the end of lap 1. So wait, was it? No, it was Aether Ryan, I think. It's one of them. The Shanks just got a comfortable blue shield and a sizable lead ahead of second and third, so he can just time trial and run away.
Yeah, for sure. Considering his teammate is second place, his teammate is probably trying to keep the enemies in the back. Since Shanks is in front with the blue shield, so Shanks cannot backspam, but it's probably his teammate who will do all the backspam and put tactical items on certain spots, like this figure 8 section. Yeah, he lost fire, indeed, but then again, shouldn't really matter too much.
No. He's still got so much of a lead that
yeah.
It shouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
Though at the moment we see Peru with the 1-2, so they've got winning positions at the moment. While they've also got a player in 8, so one of them is cutting off the power items from the Chile team.
Overall,
it's still relatively close.
Yeah, overall, this is a pretty defensive race, I would almost say. There isn't really too much happening. We don't see too much backspam, and we haven't seen any power items so far, and in general, it's a somewhat defensive race for the most part. Oh, but there we have the first orb, and that orb is gonna be... That orb is gonna be destructive. Like, Shanks can easily evade. He has a blue shield, but the Chilean players, they are gonna get taken out by that orb.
Let's see if they can manage to minimize the bleeding from this.
Oh, Ether Ryan fails, big boy.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
He managed to backbomb one of the Peruvian players. Now we have a stream buffer.
Yeah. Oh, he disconnected. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems like his internet is gone, and it seems like also the lobby died with this, since Ethan Ryan was probably hosting, I think.
I'm not entirely sure.
Because I think the whole lobby just died.
Get a screenshot of it, but I don't know how much good that'll do.
Yeah, Ethan Ryan was the host and he disconnected, so the whole lobby died. Okay,
I
I
count.
mean the ending positions are now pretty much unreliable since the host
Yeah.
disconnected.
Yeah.
So in that case, I guess the last standing positions from the ending screen on Shank's screen is probably what counts in that case. Or is it?
I'm so trying to see what's going on here.
Yo, Hamid. No, we will not be doing Saudi Arabia versus Brazil because that match is happening right now. So we had to decide between either Chile versus Peru or between Saudi Arabia and Brazil, and the community was 50-50. We held a vote on the competitive hub, and the votes were split even, and we decided for Peru because we've only been commentating Peru once ever, I think, and we've commentated most matches of Saudi Arabia, so we decided to do Chile versus Peru this time. I guess we probably have to assemble the positions manually here.
Yeah, I asked some of the players.
Yeah, I mean, the more screenshots we have from their own positions, I guess we can just compare the time at the end and then
Yeah.
rank the players sorting by time, but I guess we won't get every screenshot.
Worst comes to worst, they may have to replay it, if not enough.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
Yeah,
that was a win for Peru.
I mean, at least according to Shank's screen,
Yeah.
that would have indeed been a win for Peru, if only a slight win. So I think this is the first time ever that the host disconnects so far in the World Cup, I think.
I'm trying to recall. I believe it's happened before, but it was right at the start of a race, so they could
Oh,
immediately restart.
okay. Because I don't remember seeing any match so far, at least from commentary and stuff, where the host disconnected in the middle of the race. I think it's the first instance where that actually happened.
While we wait for this hiccup to resolve itself, let's take a look at the draft real quick, seeing as though we started off stream and they immediately jumped in.
Yeah. Okay, let's run some intermission music while we are waiting. So,
Let me pull it up.
looking at the draft, I'm honestly a bit surprised. I really didn't expect to see Roost Tubes being picked, considering how controversial Roost Tubes is nowadays. Also Koala Carnival, of course.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised at some of these picks. Generally, like, Meteor Gorge isn't a surprise.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
But things like
Yeah, it's probably Pancho's pick.
Yeah. Carnival does come up as a surprise out of all these picks, though. Alongside Ruse, of course.
I mean, as far as Roost Tubes goes, I guess Chile really sat down and practiced the new tech, the pulsar tech. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they are able to pull it off successfully, because we've seen some matches on Roost Tube so far, and not everyone has been able to consistently pull off the technique, and some have even failed and lost more time than they would have saved. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Chile is actually able to pull it off and secure a win on Roost Tubes.
That'll be an interesting one to look out for.
Yeah.
Whether we can see.
I mean, honestly, I think ever since the tech was found, I think races on Roost Tubes have been gotten more interesting to watch, I feel like. But then again, that's just a subjective opinion. Some people might disagree. But I think Roost Tubes was always a kinda boring track because it was very straightforward. It's pretty much one of the most simple tracks in the game. I guess only Koala Carnival is even more simple, but yeah, a lot of people didn't really like Roost Tubes. You would rarely ever see it in wars, and now I think that Roost Tubes has this element to it. I think it's much more interesting to watch.
I'm looking forward to this match, honestly.
Yeah,
though.
same.
Peru had some hiccups during seeding, so
Yeah.
I really want to see how well they can actually perform and not handicapping, giving themselves a handicap.
Hmm.
Okay. We've got a few screenshots from both sides of the teams.
Okay, so these positions look a little bit different. Especially the bottom two positions look a little bit different. Okay.
Poncho posted a new link. The Ryan stream is back up.
Yeah, he had to restart it, and because YouTube, yeah.
We're just waiting. Oh, they're building the lobby back up. Good, good.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess the race will be ruled as per the last screenshot.
Peru said they wouldn't mind a rematch, but we'll wait and see, honestly. Okay, they prefer to go on. Good.
Oh,
good.
okay, they prefer to go on. I see, I see.
1 point advantage though. Sorry. 1 point lead for Peru after that mishap at the end of Polar
Yeah.
Pass. That's honestly, I believe that's kind of the outcome I would like, considering what happened. But we'll wait and see, because 1 point lead is honestly nothing.
Yeah,
after one race.
Yeah. And I think, considering that Ether Ryan disconnected, I guess this is probably the best possible outcome.
Yeah, this is the most
Peru.
favorable for them.
Yeah, and I think it's favorable for both sides that they are pretty much even now. So I guess it's understandable that they both want to move on, because if they actually would run to a rematch, then
that could change everything.
Yeah, the race might go completely different for either side. It could be a top 3, it could be top 4 even, depending on item rolls and stuff. So I guess it's kind of understandable that they both just take pretty much even points and go on.
Alright, we're starting on up into out of time. This will be pretty explosive.
Yeah, out of time, one of the most dynamic tracks in Wars.
Can't wait to see a few players get shot immediately at the blue fire pad and just fall into the void and respawn afterwards.
I mean, you hate to see it, but then again, it's a bad strategy on the track. It's basically what the entire track revolves around. I would probably expect, though, that Martin is probably going to run away, since he is pretty much the fastest player on the Chilean team, or in the entire lobby. Basically, like, Martin is pretty much the fastest player in that lobby. So I would guess that Peru is probably going to focus on Martin, keeping him in the back, because if Martin manages to escape, I'm pretty confident that he can take home the first place.
Yeah, Martin, if you let him run away, he would just take it.
He will do it for sure, yeah.
Alright, let's see some activation box mishaps. No, unfortunate.
Yeah, mind gaming at the start with the hazard boxes kinda common. You hate to see it, but at the same time, it's valid. You can basically get outplayed already at the start, and it seems like they're actually targeting Martin, and Martin's now pretty far in the back. He's probably alright.
Aether Ryan, though, just got a small lead, and let's see if he can keep it up. Of course, this track is a bit fidgety with some collisions at times.
Yeah, especially that corner right there that Shanks just passed. It's one of the worst corners in the entire game.
Shanks going out of his way to take Pancho out with a mask. I love it.
And Pancho actually, it seems to slow down, probably to get Shanks with the mask. You could definitely see Pancho slowing down here. Unfortunately, it didn't really matter too much, since Shanks got 2 masks, and now he even gets the Super Engine. Super Engine, very valuable item on this track, honestly. Did we just see a team kill from Shanks? I think he squished one of his teammates. Not that it really matters, but it was just kind of interesting to see. But yeah, right now it's looking pretty good for Chile. Ether Ryan is so far ahead, nothing will really get to him. Like, even
1 and 2 just gone. Like,
yeah, I mean,
the player in second.
Yeah, the player in second is still within the vulnerable range. Like, if he gets hit by a clock or by an orb, or if he hits an item or just loses fire through whatever means, he can definitely be caught up to. But yeah, we shouldn't jinx it.
Garmer with the jinx. Love it.
You hate to see it.
Let's see if the Peru team can make a play out of this misplay on Aether Ryan's behalf.
I mean, he is
Because
probably
Shanks
going
has
to
a
get
bomb.
comboed. Yeah, he is
Yeah,
going to
there's
get
the bomb.
comboed. I mean, I've played against the Nitro Knights once, and something that I learned from playing against them is that they have very good team synergy, which means that if someone actually manages to initialize the first hit, the other 3 people, they are going to combo you if they are in your range, and you are gonna get comboed. And we've seen the same happen to Ether Ryan right now. He finds himself now in 5th place.
Unfortunate, but with that, Peru takes up 2, 3, and 4, which are winning
Yeah,
positions.
yeah. Yeah, that one, I mean, you could almost call it a choke. I mean, I know that the fence physics are a little bit janky, and it seems like Ethan Ryan probably got stuck on the collision, but then again, he probably also had the wrong jump angle, so that's 2 sides of a. Oh, and he hits the red beaker there. If he is. Yeah, you can't make that jump with the beaker, and now he respawns without blue fire.
I don't believe he'll lose a position to Team Peru, but he dropped a few positions to his own team at the least.
Yeah, yeah. Still a very close race. Peru only won that again by 1 point.
Alright, screenshot that. Very close set so far. No
Yeah.
clear advantage early on, but we're still only 2 out of 10, so
I honestly
anything can
think Ether Ryan could have probably protected himself a little bit better if he had actually started to roll for an item, but after he got hit he just kept holding onto the beaker. Like after he lost fire he just held onto that red beaker instead of like trying to farm for a shield or anything. So yeah, it was like I don't know, don't really agree with that play. But we've seen Martin win the race, which is what I expected.
Koala Carnival time. My favorite track personally.
Ah, you love to see it. Koala Carnival.
I want to see a player or two go wide for Wumpa right at the start. I really do.
Honestly, I think. Hmm. I think. Oh, Etherite stream is ahead still. Okay, that should fix it. But yeah, I honestly think in this race, Peru probably has a slight advantage. Because I know the Nitro Knights, and I think overall their item plays are better. And I think Chile are rather fast players and not like support players. So I think overall, I think the Peruvian team has a slight advantage on this track because this track is more focused on item plays, since it's obviously Koala Carnival. So
You have the launch straightway right after the blue fire where you can't really avoid items that are chasing you.
okay, now it should be in sync.
Yep, that looks a bit better.
We haven't seen anyone go wide though for the Wumpa crate, which is kind of unusual. I mean, it's not unusual, but I think by now people would know about a secret strategy.
Unless they're not familiar with playing on Carnival, which
Is
wouldn't too
understandable.
surprise me. It's not a popular pick by many teams.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Most teams hate it simply because it's such a simple track, which is true if you look at it from like a driving aspect. But in terms of like item plays, you can actually do a lot of things on this track, and I think the track is honestly pretty undervalued overall.
Although at the moment, looking very favorable for Team Chile with the
Mm.
1, 2, and 1, 3, and 4.
But then again, one mask is basically enough
Yeah.
to, and two masks are even
Yeah.
better. So yeah.
Why do I speak? God damn it.
I mean, then again, we also see the orb, and the orb on this track generally is very destructive. I
If
mean,
you time it well, yeah.
if you time it well, although timing an orb on this track is not really too hard overall. I mean,
It's a
there's
very slow track,
yeah,
even with Blue Fire.
yeah. I mean, even though Koala Carnival is a blue fire track, the blue fire is by far the slowest blue fire in the game. So yeah, an orb can do a lot of damage here, and also
He shoots it.
it's yeah, he shoots it. It's a pretty well timed orb, I would say. I
It only
guess
hit.
they are probably
Only hit.
focusing on taking second place out, but I think second place dodged.
Yeah. All of Team Peru except one of them dodged.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. There's not much you can do. I believe that's Martin out in front, followed by Shanks. I can't tell because I did not remember which crunch is which.
Yeah, that's Martin.
Yeah. No game audio?
Yeah, I forgot to enable it again.
Ah. Right. And with that, that's another win for Team Peru.
It's a slight win again. It's only 5 points. 3 points, I mean.
Not big wins so far
Yeah.
throughout this match. They're slowly bridging the gap between them, Team Peru and Team Chile, so if they can keep this up and not allow Team Chile to get a top 2 or top 3 finish, then this is looking pretty favorable. But it's not what you want to see. You want to see a big win to try and push that gap even further.
I mean, considering how close the races actually are, I feel like the first team that manages to get a really big win, like a top 3 or even a top 4, is going to find himself in a pretty favorable position.
Yeah, it's only been very close races, honestly, and if there's a big win, I don't think the other team will be able to catch up in time going from these results so far.
Yeah, at least if the pace stays like this. I mean, I guess winning by 1 point is kind of better than losing, but at the same time, if you are behind by 20 points, then you can't make your way back with only winning by 1 point each time. And we have definitely seen other World Cup matches where the number of races won was pretty even, but the enemy teams often only had wins of like 1 to 5 points, while the other team had like wins of 10 points or more, and these things show at the end on the scoreboard.
We're going to be moving on into Assembly Lane, a pretty common pick throughout the World Cup so far.
I think overall Assembly Lane is one of the most popular tracks in the game. I know there are some Assembly Lane haters, and I know some people say the track is not balanced well. I kinda beg to differ. I think it's one of the best tracks in the game in terms of wars, and I think overall it's actually pretty balanced. I know that there's only one section with turbo pads, but then again I don't feel like the Sacred Fire on this track is really that impactful overall. So in terms of like how long the track is, it's pretty long. It's one of the longer tracks in the game, and in terms of like the game balance, it's a pretty good track for most purposes. You can do many good item plays, but you also can front run very well on this track, and overall it's just a pretty well balanced track overall for many different aspects, and I'm not surprised that it's one of the most popular tracks in the game.
I prefer assembly lane over Android Alley,
Oh
the
yeah.
counterpart to it by far.
Yeah, those two tracks kinda go hand in hand with each other. They are kinda similar in many aspects.
We're going in. We see Shanks doing some reasonably tight lanes.
And he gets
Oh,
collisioned.
he had a bomb.
Oh, that bomb narrowly missed the enemy team. That was kind of unfortunate because it could have been a really sick snipe.
That would have been really good hitting Martin right off the bat like that,
Yeah.
because Martin's shown that he can just run
I mean,
if he doesn't get.
considering the bomb was Ether Ryan's bomb, he didn't probably aim to hit Martin because
I
it's
was
just.
talking about Shanks's, but yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
see.
Yeah.
Looking favorable for the Peru team again. Going into the end of lap 1, they have 2, 3, 4, but there's a gap between top 4, and bottom 4.
But then again, honestly, if any one of the Chilean players now pulls a mask, they can take out everyone basically, since they aren't far behind. And I'm surprised. Ether Ryan not going for Wumper.
Yeah. He better go for Wumper right here at the
Yeah, he really should.
rate.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that's what he should do. I'm not really sure why he's keeping the mask. It seems like probably one of their players has a power item, probably a clock. Because I don't really see any other reason why he would hold on.
Alright.
Oh, there's an orb coming, okay.
Ooh, nice orb.
And it seems like they all got hit. Yeah, it seems like they all got hit, which is pretty nice.
Either Ryan is closing the gap on them with holding a triple bomb, so let's see if he can take a few of them out.
I mean, here you can clearly see, even though the top 3 has no fire, and the Chilean team has fire, they are catching up barely only. Like, they aren't making any big catch-ups here.
Yeah. Might see a position or two drop from this, but overall nothing really changed. Just the gap between top 3s being minimized. And Kroken hits the TNT on the shortcut. And another orb.
Oh, that was a really sick bomb by Ether Ryan right there. If he can... It seems like... Oh, top 2 dodged. I don't agree with just ignoring the boxes. Like, what's he even planning to do?
You can't outline him without fire.
Yeah.
And with that, the gap between top 3 is just slowly extending yet again.
Yeah, and with one of them, and I think it's probably Moraine, being in 8th place, that also means that Chile has a much lower chance of actually rolling a clock or an orb.
They're in the final lap though, so if they had a power item, they need to use it sooner than later.
I mean, I get they could theoretically get 3rd place if they do a good play here, but that's as far as it goes. Top 2 is basically guaranteed.
Either Ryan bonked a wall and
oh, and there's another orb coming. Wow.
This one's from Team Peru this time though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's from Team Peru. I mean, Team Peru had 2 orbs in that race, and Team Chile had 1. Kind of funny when you think about it. Yeah. So this is the first
big win.
Yeah, this is the first big win for Team Peru.
It was the wizard that was in back, not
Moraine. Oh, it was the wizard. Okay, I would have expected Moraine to be in the back since he's been in the back for like
most of the races so
Most
far.
races, yeah.
He's been 7th or 8th finish all races so far, but this is a nice pace change for him.
Hmm.
Poncho though, Poncho's just stuck in the bottom 4. He's had a position. He's finished each race on one of the bottom 4 positions so
Yeah,
far.
so far,
I
yeah.
love it.
Okay, let me grab something to drink real quick.
Yep. While we load on into, while we get started on loading into Android Alley, the counterpart.
So, coming up we have Android Alley, which is pretty much the same as Assembly Lane.
Just difference of fires right at the start of the track.
Yeah. Assembly Lane in many aspects similar to Android Alley. It's really a matter of what you prefer. If you prefer the turbo pad at the start, or if you prefer it at the end of the lap.
Or if you prefer a train.
Yeah. But in terms of like how the track plays and how the gameplay looks like and everything, it's really similar for most purposes.
I wonder if we'll see any tight items from. No tight item in the. What would you even call it? The 90-degree turn section.
Yeah, the spiral or whatever it is. Shanks ignoring the Wumpa, but gets
And
bombed.
getting comboed.
Yeah, gets comboed. Nice combo there by Etherine.
Ooh, rolls an orb.
Ooh. Oh, what is Etherine doing? He's just driving straight into the train.
You love seeing people just get squashed by the train.
Yeah, I mean it happens to pretty much everyone. Oh, nice bump though. I mean, yeah, one big issue is that Shanks is unable to defend himself, and also we see Beanox at its best again, with 2 people being in 7th place, even though they are nowhere near each other.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, you love to see it.
I believe Shanks is waiting on his team to.
Oh, they both
Oh,
have.
both of them!
Wow, okay. Yeah.
This is gonna be really destructive.
Both have an orb and both are 7th place. Nice one. Nice game.
Ah, well, there goes one of the orb from Team Chile.
And I think we might see the orb from Team Peru very soon.
Maybe. His team. I say that, but his team's dropping a couple positions in top 4 now.
I mean, Martin is still out there in 2nd place. He can still take pretty much everyone out from the Peruvian team, and it seems like okay,
He got taken out.
Wow. Okay. Why am I even mentioning it?
Commentator's curse at its best.
I love to see it.
I don't really see Shanks having a need to use the orb for his teammates up in top 4 because they have comfortable winning positions as well, for themselves. However, if their Val got protection, I don't see why he wouldn't just shoot it, but...
I mean, considering it's been 4 laps now, I would almost assume that top 2 has protection, since you can roll the oh, they both...
Ooh.
Okay, combo backspam. Very effective there.
Generally, you look for items wide or like relatively wide or tight in that corridor section, but both right next to each other, you just don't expect.
Yeah, and combo backspam is very effective, and that's what I mean with like the team play that NK has. He's firing the orb despite only Martin being ahead. Oh, it seems like top 2 has protection, probably.
Shanks was sitting on that orb pretty much all of the race, so he really couldn't do any item plays for himself to try and keep the other Chile players back with him.
But I mean, he's not too far behind, and he gets a mask now. He can take Ether Ryan out. He does take him out, and he can also get who was that? He can also get Martin. He gets Martin, and he gets Pancho probably. Wow, nice.
Gets
Pancho before the shortcut even. That's pretty much.
That's a really destructive.
Yeah, that's a top 4.
Position glitch on.
Oh, what is Shanks doing? What? He just jumps down.
Beanox Crush is position glitched. Kroken.
Oh yeah, Kroken. What place did Kroken get? Oh, Kroken
he got
okay, you can make the screenshot from Ether Ryan's stream.
Yeah, I just got it. I was looking at Team Peru's and I'm like, that's not a top 4.
I mean, they kinda threw that top 4 away.
Yeah. The double position, the double 7th position, both holding a juiced up orb though. That was good.
You love to see it.
Yo aviso que en esa pista lo que mejor podrían hacer es tomar ítem y tirar lo que sea, no sé a quién maten.
Okay, looking at the points right now, we see. Wait, 113 points? No.
You fit 100 in for
oh,
Moraine.
Wow. Okay. Okay, buddy. Yeah, it's not 100 points. It's only 10 points. Okay, we see a 23-point lead for Team Peru.
100 points. This ain't Carnival, where the win is worth 1,000 points.
Yeah.
This is halftime, so if we're gonna see a people getting subbed in or a host switch, now's the only time.
I don't think we are going to see a host switch, considering how close the countries are to each other.
I don't know if we'll even see a sub out, honestly. Most of the players for Peru are playing well.
Yeah, and I think for Chile, this is also pretty much their strongest lineup, so.
And this is Chile's half with three of the tracks being their own picks, so with Pancho Gorge as well, so I would hate to see Pancho getting subbed out for this.
Yeah, I mean Pancho's kinda underperforming, but he can still step up the game in the second half.
I believe the second half is more favorable for Pancho.
Yeah. I mean, now is his track coming up, so.
If I don't see it first, I don't know, I'm gonna have to stop calling it Pancho Gorge, I'm afraid. We're gonna be waiting a few minutes for Team Peru, I believe.
Yep.
They're doing a sub out or something? Yep. I'm not 100% sure.
They are apparently indeed subbing someone out.
I wonder if they're gonna sub Wizard out for Sodalier, maybe. But I don't even think the Wizard's doing too poorly.
Yeah. Oh, they're actually subbing out the Wizard, okay.
I turn on audio in your screen and you stream and what do I hear?
Yep. That's some banger music.
Hopefully Team Peru doesn't take too long with this because they have been known to stretch the limit of halftime.
Yeah, yeah. But then again, the person in question is not on the team anymore, so...
Where is base boosted Carnival? Not this monstrosity. As long as it's not 5 Colombian minutes, I don't see an issue. And there's Asmodeus.
Asmodeus, okay. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good sub, honestly.
Yeah, I was wondering where Asmodeus was, honestly. Generally, he's streaming these matches, so when I opened up his YouTube and saw he wasn't live, I thought, okay, he's either not playing or something's going on here. +1 point to Peru for actually not being overtime in halftime for once. Nah. Poncho Gorge though, expecting a lot of back and forths.
I mean, despite being a pretty short track, Media Gorge is also a track where the top positions usually don't change too much. The track has a weird dynamic. Among all of the short tracks, I probably dislike Media Gorge the most. Like tracks like Crash Cove and Ruse Dupes and Koala Carnival, those are just mayhem tracks, but Media Gorge is kind of different.
There's only 3 sets of boxes. If I is there 3? Yeah, 3. Unless you opt to not take the shortcut at the end, then there's access to a 4th set. But here we are, starting off. Let's see who gets speakered right at the start.
Oh, and he gets a rare 4th place mask at the start. That's insane. You can just take everyone out now. And he gets everyone. Wow. Okay, okay. I mean, okay. That's like, what else do you want? That's the ideal start.
Yeah,
and he
first
back
item
bombs.
mask.
And he back bombs 2 people. Wow, what an insane start from Ethan Ryan. Holy shit, that's insane.
Ethan Ryan's just gone.
He's just taking out everyone in his path. Then again, I mean, his teammates still have to play
relatively well.
Yeah, like he alone can't secure the win for his team, so
he needs to start back spamming or get it. His team needs to start trying to snipe some players.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if keeping the shield is correct, but
I mean,
maybe his team's holding on onto a power item at the second.
Maybe he's trying to run into a red beaker. Who knows?
Damn it. Though, as we see on Shanks' screen, he's just shielded up and just driving.
Okay, so Ethan Ryan decides to not backspam, which is an interesting decision, honestly.
At that point, he's just playing for himself and
Entiendo, o sea,
getting his
Yeah.
team to
lo más que
try and
matar
fend
igualmente
for
todos,
themselves.
Because
Which
honestly, looking at the minimap, we see Martin and
pero mata
the
13
other
segundos.
player being so far behind. Yeah, I guess just keeping holding on to first place is probably the wiser decision, but then again, if the positions keep being as they are right now, then yeah, it's not going to be a win for Team Chile, it's going to be a win for Team Peru.
Me tocó una bomba.
yeah, and looking at the minimap, there's a sizable gap.
Yeah.
So 2, 3, 4 is winning positions for Team Peru.
Yeah, slight winning
Not a
positions.
big win. Not a big win, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a 3-point win. Yeah, Ethan Ryan had a really good start, but unfortunately his teammates weren't able to come back, so yeah, you hate to see it.
8 más 6 son 14 más 5,
Screenshot?
19, no sé qué,
I screenshot, but
2,
it's just...
21.
God damn it. I'll go back and get it. My computer's
¿Pero por qué dicen que hice un buen
tanking
trabajo sin-
at
Wow.
the moment. Surprisingly, clip there.
De que los maté a todos, los maté a todos. Yo dije, lo mejor que se puede hacer en esta pista es matar a todos y escaparse, pero tuve que sacrificar a Pancho con tal de matar a Roca y a Asmodeus o a Chance, no sé.
Me puede haber abierto.
Yo me estaba peleando con Chance.
Que si tienes máscara, mejor dime que me abra. Aunque vaya en primero mismo entonces.
A ver, viene la pista favorita de todos.
Yo lo hago más.
Yo lo voy a hacer, pero vamos a ir como
Siderar
vamos a
el
abrir
que,
a la derecha para que tú también puedas tirar con un ítem.
Siderar el que me trajo el...
Porque si te sale o
Mira,
para poder lanzar para atrás.
el que tiene confianza en hacerlo, que lo
No
haga.
la voy a tirar. Tengo que pulsar. Mantener cuadrado ahí el círculo.
El que tenga confianza en hacerlo, que lo haga. Pero yo no lo voy a hacer.
¿Cómo tiro el ítem?
O sea, me refiero cuando salté el primer salto.
Pero por eso se me hacía raro hacer tirar un ítem mientras hago.
O sea, si al segundo le sale un misil, ya no hay. Ahí lo voy a decir.
No, tuvo, yo no lo voy a hacer. Bueno, en la primera vuelta no lo voy a hacer.
No sé si funciona quedarme en la pared pegada. No sé si un misil sí puede esquivar así.
Creo que no.
No.
Si el misil está
No
bien
son
tirado,
situaciones
creo
pasadas.
que te llega igual. Pero si está mal tirado, creo que no te llega.
Pero si estoy un poco lejos, o si me sale bien y me pego a la pared, no me va a dar.
Tengo hambre.
Mira, estas 4 pistas las tenemos que remontar.
Sí. Tengo algo para ti.
¿Qué cosa?
No sé, quería cantar eso. Que nunca, nunca habías tenido. 5 días para ti. Ya, yo dije lo que voy a hacer. Yo voy a correr normalito. Voy a tratar de matar a alguien de ellos.
Okay, it seems like
Si quiere hacer
Faye's
hágalo.
internet probably disconnected,
Ya
so
prohibir.
I'm gonna be alone, imagine.
Si se bugueó, no puedo salirme. Porque no puedo poner pausa.
Creo que se bugueó.
Si se buguea Asmodeus, avísenle que se salga para reiniciar la esto entonces.
Porque yo lo veía al lado.
Any intro cutscenes? Oh, did the lobby just die? Yeah, it seems like the lobby probably died. Nice one, nice game, perfectly polished game.
Pero es que yo veo a todos. O sea, ¿quién es el bugueado? No hay nadie bugueado. Y no lo puedo sacar porque tendría que sacar el juego. Tiene que salirse alguien. El que está bugueado.
Yo estoy normal, pero no sé.
No puedes contestar nada.
No puedo poner pausa.
Estoy corriendo. Yo sí puedo, me puedo salir si quieres.
Yeah, it seems like Etherine can't even pause because he is getting the waiting for other players. Yeah, he has to restart his game probably if he really wants to.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no era Pancho, no era Pancho.
Pancho no era.
Se sale a salir, va a hacer. Le voy a estar que me hace.
Díganle que se salgan todos, que se salgan todos. Porque no puedo poner pausa.
Todos muy payasos. Van a
Es
ver
que me
que no
salí
sé.
yo nomás. Se tiene que salir el tercero y que tenía un auto medio raro.
El
Te
tercero no
apuesto
sé
que
quién es.
amo.
Ahí está, ahí sale.
Te dije que era Mobius. Yo te dije, te dije, te Se dije. llama Mobius porque cuando inició la carrera yo lo vi al lado mío.
No está como vista.
O sea, lo veía repegado al lado mío.
Well, while we are waiting,
Quítanos todo el hype.
we will listen to some banger music.
Jugar con wifi es horrible.
Alright, here we go. Rose tubes.
Ya, como dije, ya juego normal. El que quiera hacerlo lo haga.
Who is going to do it?
Porque si no hay partido tan temprano.
No. It seems like Martin went for it, but nobody else really did, which is kind of interesting to see that nobody else besides Martin is doing it.
Mato a Asmodeus.
Oh, there's actually someone else doing it, and
Ya.
it's Kroken. Kroken is also doing it.
Ay, pero si no era para Martín. Apuntó a Shanks. Y como Martín estaba en cruzado.
Ese misil.
Bueno. No, Shanks en roca. Una TNT, en serio me van a matar, me van a matar. No era obvio que me iban a matar. Sí, pues escápate.
Tengo orden. Ah, pero
Ya le quité la burbuja a
lanzaron
Asmodeus.
ellos, Pepe. Ellos lo lanzaron. Yo tengo otro orden.
What, no me hizo nada.
Pero no lo voy a lanzar ahora.
Well, looking at this race, we can really see that even though Kroken is ahead, he's not really too far ahead. He doesn't really have a big lead or anything. He's just kind of sitting in first place. But then again, the orb hit him, and it seems like the Peruvian players are still easily within his range, and they even managed to overtake him. So we can really see that Pulse Attack, despite looking powerful at first glance, doesn't really mean that you're automatically winning the race or anything.
Voy a hacer una porción en la.
But honestly, this race is kind of the mayhem that you usually would expect from Rusius.
Ya muéranse todos, hagan lo que quieran. Y me tengo un turbo. Muérete, 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 muérete. No lo maté nunca.
Wow. Okay, sick overtake at the end there from Etherine. Yeah, that was a pretty good race for Chile. They definitely managed to get some points back.
Esta carrera, ¿qué pasó en esta carrera? Todo el rato aplastaban y yo aplastaba.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Lanzaron a norte?
Yo no tenía ningún orden.
Yo con mi arma la cagué porque le di al. Creo que ni no le dio al otro. Y después lo alcancé.
Y es que a mí no me dejaron jugar, no me dejaron jugar, me aplastaban, me tiraban misiles, me tiraban. O sea, como que me hicieron foco a mí todo el rato.
Yo no hice ningún speed goals y me aplastaban como 40 veces.
No, yo lo fallé al principio porque tenía una mala posición.
A mí me salió, pero me tiraron un misil.
No, yo dije yo no lo iba a hacer. No me lo voy a jugar.
Usando un misil me aplastaron, ¿cómo no sé?
¿Pero qué pasó? Creo que yo te vi que escapaste, pero no sé.
La cosa es que creo que sí se escapó, pues después tiraron un orbe sin cargar y lo mató solo a él y Roca lo alcanzó. O no sé quién en el segundo, pero lo alcanzaron.
Después yo tiré otro. Y después lancé el otro.
Sí, bueno, yo no tenía ningún orbe, yo tenía puro turbo y bombas. Y literalmente era una pelea de aplastamiento. ¿Quién quedaba más sopaipilla entre nosotros?
Wow.
Literalmente eso fue lo que pasó. Ya, lo voy a iniciar.
Vaina me hizo un focus.
¿Cómo quedaron los puntos? No sé si ganamos por uno o nos perdimos por uno.
Creo que ya perdimos. Pero intentemos no quedar tan mal.
Pero tenemos 3 tracks. Si tenemos un top 3 y un top 2, si alcanzamos.
Ojalá. Creo que nos van ganando por 30 y... No, 26 puntos.
Porque 26 no es tanto si tú tienes un top 3.
Okay, Engine Labs. Engine Labs, one of the most popular picks in the war, probably in the entire World Cup, probably, because we usually see engine laps being picked by a multitude of different teams because it's a very basic track. Pretty much everyone is good on it. There's nobody who's really bad on engine laps. But then again, also engine laps has the issue. After about 2 laps, it's mostly a very defensive race because most positions are settled after 2 laps for the most part, and you rarely see any change after that. And this right there looks really fucking good for Chile because they have an early top 4, and that's a really good situation to start off.
La perdió, ya la perdió, no pueden matar ahora. Es mortal. Y yo morí.
Etherine gets taken out. Not that it really matters too much, since he can easily clean up from behind now.
Se dediquen a dejar ir y no tomo caja. Ya rétenme, rétenme gringos, rétenme. Solo no la pechen y ya. Vayan tranquilos. Y dejen ítems a los demás. Bueno, ya mataron a uno.
Yo que penetré ahí con el de la igual.
Alguien se lo comió porque ya no está.
Penetré después del puente. A doblar.
And I guess I jinxed it again because suddenly Peru has 2, 3, and 4, which is winning positions. Oh, that was a really good bomb by Etherine right there. And wow, he's on a killing spree. He's been taking everyone out. I mean, to be fair, even though Etherine often tends to not go for certain item crates or Wumpa crates, whenever he has an item, he at least uses it as well as he can. And he often... I mean, then again, he also sometimes just falls down the hole, I guess. That's the commentator's curse. I'm just never gonna say anything to anything ever again.
Creo que alcanzó. Ah, no, es fan. Muéveme por. Ándate por la derecha. ¡Uy, no! Ándate por la derecha porque tengo máscara.
You really hate to see it. Chile had such an early top 4 and they completely lost it all, and now they are in losing positions in the bottom 3, which is absolutely the almost the exact opposite from what it was at the start. I mean, Shank's falling down here doesn't really... Oh. And he takes... That Nitro has been there for 2 laps. Why does he suddenly just run into it? Oh, and he takes the Nitro, yeah. Yeah, honestly, considering the mistakes that we've seen from the Chilean team, I'm not really surprised about this result.
No, Faisal no está baneado, solo que no lo usamos. Yo no lo usé porque no las domino, entonces prefiero evitarlo.
¿Ganamos en esta? Que yo remonté una fase.
No, no creo.
Creo que no.
¿Qué le pasa? ¿Qué grita así? última es Blockwork Wumpa. Tengo que jugar más Clan Wars, sí, jugar más 4 escuelas. Me cuesta mucho usar ítems cuando tengo que tener cuidado con mis compañeros. Tengo que andar calculando demasiado. Cuando uno es solo, ya tiene ítem para todos lados y es más fácil escaparse. Y ya con el 2 vs 2 también es más fácil porque matas a todos y ya. Igual.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Pancho has only been has only been top half once in this entire match. He's been bottom 4 basically almost all races.
Para pasar, tenemos que sacar muy buenos puntos acá, para mejorar esto último y contra lo otro, tenemos que destrozarlo.
Barren Ruins, oh boy. Barren Ruins is in many aspects kind of similar to Engine Labs in terms of gameplay balance. It's also a very straightforward and simple track. I mean, it doesn't have blue fire, of course, like Engine Labs does, but overall I think it's also a track where most people are just good on, and you can't really outline someone, you can't really overtake someone. There's few spots where that's possible. There aren't any crazy time-saving shortcuts. And overall, Barren Ruins is often a pretty defensive race, because most positions, again, like on Engine Labs, are decided within the first 2 laps usually, and then after that it's only maybe the mid lane that changes sometimes. Oh, he gets the unfortunate insta-bob on the shield. It's kind of an annoying glitch that sometimes happens online where you shoot a shield and it explodes instantly.
Ah, el atajo no sé si tendrá ítem porque no pasé por el atajo yo.
Hay una poción roja en el otro.
Ahí necesito un turbopad después de la bola.
Wow, that bump! Holy shit! Wow. Okay, okay, that was a pretty sick bump. Not gonna lie. That was a really good bump by Ether Ryan there, taking out the player in first. Not really sure who it was, but that was a really good bump. Didn't really expect to see that kind of item play here. But then again, if we look at the minimap, we see the players being pretty secluded for the most part. Like Ethan Ryan is sitting comfortably in first place, but his teammates are bottom 3. So it's gonna be difficult for them. I mean, Kroken is within the reach of at least one of the Peruvian players, but 2 and 3 are basically out of reach. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they are able to do here. Oh, there's an orb coming, okay. That seems like a pretty good orb, actually. I mean, for Ether Ryan it doesn't matter. Even if he had gotten hit, it wouldn't have really mattered. He's so far ahead. But yeah, considering that Peru now has bottom 2, I think that orb was really well timed overall, and it definitely helped them to get some positions back in. This is a really strong finish for Team Chile, a finish that we've been missing for a long time, and they got bottom 3. Wow, that was a really good race from Chile right there. I really didn't expect to see the positions to change that drastically, actually. It's something you usually don't see on Barren Ruins.
Fue en la tercera.
La vi. En la tercera vuelta. En la tercera vuelta. Llegando al...
Es que la apunté para la derecha porque normalmente cuando tira a la derecha se va para la izquierda. Y le digo. Y esa misma bomba que tiré ahí, yo le tiré el Engine Labs para matar a Roca y la bomba se fue para la derecha.
Esa bomba estuvo buenísima. Ah, le dije 2 veces.
Sí, es que la tenía guardada por si acaso, por si.
And I
Y casi me
think, and I think this time we don't have a clear win yet. But let me do the scores first because I think Chile can still win.
Poner los puntos al tiro. Bueno, hay que sacar top 3 o top 4, creo.
I don't think so, Faiso. Wow, that was
25 puntos
sick.
sacamos de uno, ¿o no?
No sé. Pero sacamos harto, sí.
Te pillé
Oh, okay. This is gonna be interesting.
la difícil.
If Chile pulls off a top 4, they can tie with Peru, which would lead into a tiebreaker.
5 son 21.
But if they can't get a top 4, then they have lost that match. So yeah, the match is not decided yet, which is kinda cool because we've been seeing some really one-sided matches recently where the war, like the entire match, was already decided after 7 races, for example. So this is going to the last race, but then again, Chile needs a top 4.
Iba a tirar la posta y me matan.
And considering how this race starts, it's not looking like it.
Creo que le ah, no, se lo mataron. Ay, me mataron.
¿Pero vas a hacer cornering o no vas a hacer cornering, muchacho? Creo que no.
Es que me lanzaron una bomba.
Wow, that was sick.
Tengo escudo.
Oh, that Rebecca is dangerous. Yeah, that's devastating.
Bueno, voy a tratar de retener al que va atrás mío. Voy a hacer mi rol. Aunque lo probable es que me mate con máscara o algo así.
Oh. Yeah, this is looking like a big win for Team Peru so far. They have a solid top 3 with nobody from Team Chile even having fire, as in blue fire. So, yeah, the top 3 is basically so far ahead now that nothing is gonna stop them. Like even the power item wouldn't be enough in this position.
Super engine.
We can safely assume that at least one of them will get first.
Ah, menos mal que le llegó, ya decía que no le llegaba. Eso no me sirve porque ya necesito rodar. Tengo orbe, pero ustedes están adelante mío.
Yeah, Ether Ryan holding onto an orb.
Antes que ustedes lleguen a... Sí.
I mean, yeah, he fires it, which is probably a good call since the top 3 is unprotected from what we are seeing here. But then again, the top 3 is also so far ahead that I don't think it really matters too much.
No, pero me vas a matar con el escudo. Me vas a matar con el escudo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like we see Shanks getting hit, he loses fire, but he's still miles ahead of 4th place, so... Yeah, unless something really crazy happens, we are seeing a top 3 from Peru here.
Sí. Ya lo abrí.
Oh wow, Shanks absolutely choking. Okay. Wow. Okay, I mean, okay. If you fall down 2 times, then that's no surprise that you end up getting overtaken. But he bombs both players and he hits Martin with the shield and bombs Ether Ryan away and defends his 3rd place. That's insane. Oh, but he gets bombed off of the shortcut. I mean, still being able to defend himself after losing fire is really, really commendable. But yeah, this also means that Chile has lost the match, and this also means that Chile is out of the World Cup entirely.
Lol.
Bueno, creo que no podemos remontar. Solo podríamos hacer una run perfecta contra el otro, pero creo que no va a pasar.
Sí, pero podríamos jugar bien contra.
No, pero ya están diciendo que estamos fuera, si ya fue. Es como la que viene ahora, es como para el honor, dice.
O sea, podríamos darle contra Finlandia y no perder alguna.
Ojalá. Que no hay un olvido.
Los de Finlandia son igual.
Yeah, GG's Ether Ryan.
Ya, pero que esa tramita otro.
I mean, they tried their best, I guess.
Habrá menos personajes. Que no quiero hacer esto. Y ya.
También intentamos menos contra el otro tipo, por ahí también.
No, menos 100 puntos asegurados.
Menos escudos.
So here we have the end result.
Sorry for the bad gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say? 30 points is not, it's not too much, honestly. It's a medium win, I would say. I mean, 30 points, of course. 30 points is 30 points, but it's not like they got utterly demolished or anything. It's like, that's a normal loss.
Hace todo